Okay, so the personal resources, what personal resources you have, make a list of that. Games, activities, songs. There'll be so many. Each one of us is unique, and each one of us need to identify our own strengths. What is our strength, or what are our strengths? Is it music? Is it dance? Is it stories? Is it poem? What is it? We need to identify that, list it out. If you don't list it out, you will never know your strength. It has to be there somewhere on paper. Have it on black and white. And resources can be your even parents, the children's parents, the grandparents. You can invite them. They are adept in so many things. They'll come up with so many things. They have, if they have the time, you can invite them for your children. So how does the blueprint for the day look like? Obviously, you need to have a blueprint. You need to have a lesson plan. So physical exercises, conversation, music, as Jaya ma'am said, that, those mapping skills and those learning skills have really helped children to learn the maps, the history, the loads of content in history. That helps. Include that, introduce that in your classroom, even in the primary section. So how does a lesson plan of a joyful learning look like? Now, this is an interesting part. The lesson plan. As teachers, I remember the day we had to submit, I would sometimes I would get nightmares, sometimes I've not submitted the lesson plan. When will I do that? And this and that. And there's so much of collaboration happening among the teachers all about the lesson plan. Right? So what does a lesson plan of joyful learning look like? Oh my God, does this look like a joyful lesson plan? Please write in the chat. I should know your views on this. Yes. So, not at all. Yeah, right. It's too complicated. But sometimes, yes, we need this kind of blueprint also. But let's make things easy for us. Okay, this lesson plan looks as if, one thing will lead to the other, but to me, it's still complicated. Let me make it more easier for you by introducing the wheel of joy, a personal planning picture in your mind. So let's get ready for this. This is my favorite. Now, here it is. This is the wheel of joy. And this is the clock, you can say. It could be 1 hour clock, 2 hour clock, 3 hour clock. That is up to you, the whole day clock. Just decide according to this wheel of joy. What are these are the time gaps, the red arrow, the orange arrow over here, the blue one, green one. Now let's see what happens here. Now this is the settling time. Children need settling time. So they need maybe 5-10 minutes to settle down. The second one, the red arrow, is whether you have decided on a high energy activity or a calming activity. Again, the time limit decided by you. And this longest one, the blue one, that down over here, taking most of the time of the activity, of the joyful part, is what I call as straightening the tail activity. for the little genies. Remember Aladdin and the magic lamp? Aladdin got frustrated every time genie is asking, and he did not know what to give him, what kind of work to give him. Now, these little geniuses in our class, they are actually genies. And I used to think, what should I give them so that they get occupied, concentrate on some kind of activity for at least half an hour or 1 hour, independently or through collaboration. So that is straightening the tail activity for the little genies. Like Aladdin said that, to the genie, go and straighten the tail of the puppy. The puppy's tail was round, and every time genie would stretch it, it would go up again. So this is just for them to concentrate on that activity that they are doing, engaging fully body, mind, and soul. That's all that you need to decide on this, straightening the tail for the little genies. And the last one is winding up and taking feedback from the children. Sometimes it's better to even ask them how much they liked the activity, what changes can we bring. No, the student voice has to be there in the planning. We think that they are young, what will they know? Every time we have to guide them, they are small. No, they're not. They are more mindful. 5-year old, you ask a 5-year old about the world, about life skills, or about what they love, the answers that they give are will just you'll be swept off the floor. That's it. They give amazing answers. Or you can change the timing. Maybe the activity is a little bit shorter, or maybe the settling time takes a little more longer time, because you're introducing them to the activity. You'll have to tell them what you expect and how you're going to go about the activity. And this one, maybe after that, you have a calming activity, a meditation exercise, or some kind of listening is going to happen. And again, the straightening the tail activity for the little genie, and the winding up and feedback. So this is a very simple planning that you need to have in your mind, and just put it on picture and draw it and have it in place. That's it. You don't need long lesson plans. Lesson plans you can do after the class, you've taken the class, and you can write the feedback of the class. But have this wheel of joy as part of your plan, and you'll see wonders happening in your class. So this was an activity done by me. I introduced them to the chessboard, 5, 6 year olds, and I did not expect that they would be so interested that every time they would ask me that they want to play chess. I was really surprised that 5 or 6 year old will be interested, because they're interested in puppets and you know balls and playing games. But this was least expected, least. And every time they would come, they want to play chess. And I took at least 3 sessions of this, 3 sessions of chess itself, introducing them. Then we went on to can you see me?
Yes.
So the origami, of folding the paper, making their own chessboard, and then they critically analyzed, appreciated each other's work. They understood the difference between squares and rectangles. And the same game can go up to all levels. And as you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, A, B, C, D, E, F, it's amazing for even grade 4 and 5 to understand graph later on, not now. So everyone point the finger to B4 square. So they immediately know B4. They look for B, and then what is graph all about? Graph is all about this. Even Excel can be understood through this. So there are so many things, so many concepts through one single game that can be introduced in the classroom. They can have a conversation around attacking and having war, or I mean, the learning that can take place is amazing through a simple chess board. And the same can go on with Ludo, and there's so many other games. Taboo, that is again for word building. These are amazing games that can be brought to the classroom. Reading activities, there are amazing benefits of reading activities. Crossword, Scrabble, yes, crossword, Scrabble are also, Jaya ma'am, thank you, can be included in the, through crossword, Scrabble, since you brought in the topic of Scrabble, we as children, I remember we used to calculate the, the reading, the vocabulary is happening, reading is happening, mathematic number skills, automatically we knew how to add, subtract, and everything. We had our own lists prepared. Raja, Mantri, Chor, Sipahi. Oh my God. The 3-digit numbers. Immediately we used to calculate. 6-year-old, 7-year-old. Where have all the games gone? And now we're here, reading skills. Now, most of the activities that you'll find is based on recognition of words, hunting the words. But reading activities are also can be included to generate interest of reading books in proper books that can be introduced in the classroom. Storybooks, talking about the story elements, that is the location, the settings, the plot. Of course, we needn't use those magnified words, but we can talk about the character. We can talk about an open-ended story. What could have happened? What could have happened? What if questions to the character, and lead them to think of their own story or of their own character. Maybe they want another type of character development is happening. We needn't use those big words, but yes, we can lead them to think that way, because ultimately they have to. I remember when I gave them one of the reading activities, and the child chose the book, and he came up and said, I don't like this book. I said, okay, let's discuss now why you did not like. Now, that is also a kind of a book review that he was giving, but not knowing that it is a book review. And he wrote it also, that why he did not like a particular book. And you get into their mind, their thinking, their perception through this. A lot of listening activities can be conducted in the class through asking questions to the children. And they listen to each other. They are so used to listening to the class teacher, to the teacher over there in front of them. But you just need to turn the chair. They have a conversation with each other. In most of the time, what happens, they're doing something, and suddenly someone will say, ma'am, my tooth fell. Okay, what do I do? I just tell everyone, just close your book for 5 minutes. Let's find out how his tooth fell. And this I had actually in the class, and there was they just turned towards each other. Achha, so then what about Tooth Fairy? Tooth Fairy came. Oh, you believe in Tooth Fairy? And they had a conversation. I was then like, I was out of the conversation. They were talking to each other. So listening skill is all about this. And of course, there are so many activities, other activities that can be included. And we need to understand what active listening is, what passive listening is, how to involve children into listening, to looking into the eye of the other person and talking, because this is what is missing from our lives. The gadget has actually replaced the real time listening in our lives, from our lives. I mean, it's just replaced it, and we have to bring it back to our conversations. to make it more authentic, more genuine, build relationships and stronger bonds. So yes, uh, depending on your interest, if you would be interested, I would further develop a pro-primary teacher module for all of you. And this would be including everything that I have learned and experienced and tried in my classes. So if you think it's going to help you, please do come on board. It will include joyful learning, creative thinking, integrated learning, pro-life skills, and socio-emotional well-being, recognition of letters, and comprehending language development, reading, speed and interest. All these things can be included in the primary level also. So creative writing, memory enhancement, learning techniques, communication skills, basic PPT, which is technology, podcast skills, or reels, developing reels can also be introduced, will be introduced here. So joyful learning is paramount to education. We cannot think beyond this. We have to have a space of joy in our classroom for learning to happen, real-time learning. So thank you so much for coming in. I really get encouraged by your presence. So anything, we can have a Q&A and we're done for the day.
Thank you, Nina.
Most welcome, Renuka.
I'm happy something, something related to our age group, So
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Thank you so much. God bless.
Most welcome. Okay, feedback form. All right. I think Matthew, we can circulate it later in the group. Your
certificate link is already posted in the group.
Thank you, Nina. It's not just the primary age group you've touched. I think it's really key that foundation level you have, touched on these key concepts, and it goes a long way for even the children who come to the middle and the senior. So it's not just the primary, but I think very beautifully explained and put in. Thank you for a wonderful session.
Yes, I agree with you, Jaya. I could relate it. I could relate to it so well, and exactly what happens in our classrooms and how we go about doing things.
Thank you so much, Jaya. Thank you, Renuka.
Absolutely, because I mean, I could relate how Renuka ma'am is dealing with the smaller children when they come to the middle and to the senior. Right, it shows that impact, shows that how joyful learning makes them so much interested and easy for even to choose their streams, subject streams.
Absolutely agree with that. Yes.
So I mean, you really touched on those topics. Thank you. I'll be rewatching the session again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Matthew, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Matthew, sir. Thank you, Nina. I'll call you Matthew only, okay?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. See, sir, kahan se aa gaye?
I know.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, you're doing a wonderful job.
Really,
Thank you. Thank you.
So there are some comments saying that they are not in the WhatsApp group. So ideally, these webinars are only for AIF members. So if you've got a link from your friends, you need to join the AIF group. And for that, you'll have to WhatsApp me. The number, I'm going to post it in the chat. The links are only floated in the WhatsApp groups. We cannot circulate openly to people who are not members, because the programs that we are doing is only for AIF members. So if you've got your the link of this program from any friend of yours who is a member, please do join our group. The link will be posted only there. So I have given my number there, 9818946850. You have to WhatsApp me and I will be giving you the link of the webinar group and also the link for this program. Thank you.
Thank you and bye-bye. Good night.
And Nina,
So we don't have to fill any feedback form for today, direct certificate.
There is only a certificate link. If you are interested, you can otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. And if you want to give any feedback to Nina, then her number on her WhatsApp, you can give the personal feedback.
And Nina, one request, do take a session on lesson planning also.
On lesson planning. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be a wonderful thing. You know, many of them really don't know how to develop a lesson plan. So I think the way you went today, I mean, it's a personal request that probably you can hold a session on this lesson planning.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for the topic, because I don't understand what is the need. You know, if I know the need, then I can plan accordingly, you know. Otherwise,
Yes.
what's the point of having a session? So
No,
thank you.
I had been thinking to write to Matthew sir also, but then since both of you are here, so I thought this is the best opportunity to put in my request.
Yeah, definitely.
Like as veterans, we understand, but you know, many a times even we struggle. Like,
yeah,
you said how to develop, like it's to conceive and then to deliver. It's a real problem in as far as lesson plan is concerned. So I think you must take a session on this, and we'll wait for that.
Okay. Thank you for so much of appreciation. I'm really overwhelmed. Thank you so much.
Will we end the meeting?
Yeah. Bye-bye and good night.
Bye. Good night, everyone.